Okay, hello. And today we're going to speak about the present simple, or the present habitual. The present simple or present habitual in Catalan. Remember that we call it the present habitual because it is used to talk about habits and routines. This is the symbol that we're going to use for habits and routines. Aquest és el símbol que utilitzarem per parlar dels hàbits i les rutines. Com indica, doncs són coses que es repeteixen. And it indicates things that repeat. For example, every day, or often, or things that repeat every odd years, cada X anys, or every summer, or cada estiu. It's very important to make a distinction between habits and routines and things that are happening at this moment, at the moment of speaking, i les coses que estan passant ara, en el moment en què es parla. For this reason, when we find the word now, or when we find the expression at this moment, quan trobem aquestes expressions, segurament es refereixen a coses que estan passant justament ara. They probably refer to things that are happening just now, and they are not compatible with the present simple. I no són compatibles amb el present simple. They are, when we talk about habits and routines, we use this, but not the other one. Not this one, no. So, let's go to how the present simple is constructed. Mirem com es construeix. It is formed by 5 elements. Consta de 5 elements. The first element is the WH element. The second element is the do or does element in questions. The third element is the subject. We can never forget about the subject here. The fourth element is don't or doesn't in negative sentences, of course. And finally, element number 5 is the verb. And remember that the present simple has got a verb ending in S or a verb ending in no S. Excuse me. So let's try to make an example. Let's see how I could say in English, yo traballo. Okay, yo traballo in English. I'm not asking qui, que, or quan. I'm not asking a question. What I need is the subject. Yo traballo, I. It's not a negative sentence. So I include the verb, I work. Yo traballo, I work. Now, let's consider another example. Let's say that the sentence is not yo traballo, but the sentence is traballas. It's not a WH question. It's not a question. The subject is you. It's not a negative. And it's the verb work. You work. Tu traballas. O simplement traballas. Now let's see what happens when we say ell treballa. Now, it's not a WH question. It's not do or does because it's not a question. The subject is he, not a negative. And the verb is work. But this verb needs an S. He works. Why? Because the subject is third person singular. Perquè el subjecte és una tercera persona del singular, és ell. It's he, she, or it. So there we go with the S. The he sends an S to the verb and it becomes he works. El mateix passaria si fos ella. Same thing would happen. The same thing would happen if we had she works, third person singular. And same story if we have it works. Allò treballa o funciona. Because work can mean treballar, and funcionar. It works. We've got the S. Now, what happens if I say que nosaltres treballem? We. Now, we is not third person singular. It's not he, she, or it. So, we work. And if we say ells treballen, or simplement treballen, they, the subject is they, I cannot send an S to the verb. I cannot say they works. It's they work. And that's it. Okay? Good. Well, I think I have another example for you. What happens if the subject is John? And John treballa. Now, careful. John is third person singular. Because John, in reality, is he. And John is he. So, the S coming along. And John works. With the S. And imagine it's not John. Imagine it's a girl. I don't know. My sister, la meva germana. La meva germana és una noia. My sister. It's not he, it's she. Yes. And we have the S that goes to the verb. My sister works. La meva germana treballa. Now, what happens if I don't have a he, or a she, or a John, or a my sister? I have my PC, el meu ordinador funciona. My PC is the same as it, allò, aquella cosa. And, therefore, com a conseqüència, we have the S. My PC works. Okay, so that's it with the affirmative sentences. Let's see what happens with negative sentences. Anem a veure què passa amb les oracions negatives. Let's erase this. We don't need it. First element. Per dir jo no treballo. It's not a WH question. It's not a question. The subject is I, jo. It's a negative sentence, so I don't. And the verb, work. I don't work. Jo no treballo. I si fos tu no treballes, o no treballes, you don't work. And if it's nosaltres no treballem, o no treballem, perdó, ells no treballen, m'he equivocat, well, they don't work. Now, things change when we have he. Ell no treballa. He is third person singular. So it's not don't, it's doesn't. You see? He doesn't work. Do you remember the S in the affirmative sentence? Well, the S is here. It's not don't, it's doesn't. With the beautiful, terrible, famous S. Another example. Ella no treballa. She doesn't work. Same. I per dir que allò no funciona, it doesn't work. Third person singular. Doesn't. Good. So that's the negative. Recordeu també que si és he doesn't work, també és John doesn't work, my sister doesn't work, and my PC doesn't work. Now let's go for questions. In questions we need element number 2. Do. Jo treballo? Because it's a question. Do I? No, it's not negative. And the verb. And oh yes, and it's not a WH question. So the verb, do I work? Jo treballo. I tu? Tu treballes? Do you work? Do you work? And let's change the subject. Ells treballen? Treballen? Do they work? Com us podeu imaginar, things change when we have the subject he. Hey, third person singular. Third person singular sends an S, and it's not do, it's does. You see? Does. Does he work? Treballa? Does she work? Treballa ella? Does it work? Treballa allò? Per últim, WH questions. Qui, què, com, quan... Veiem uns exemples. Per què funciona? Why does it work? Recordeu que work és funcionar i també treballar. When does it work? Quan funciona? O quan treballa? And where does it work? On treballa? O on funciona? So that's it with the present simple. I hope you enjoyed the explanation, and I hope you continue watching these videos. Thank you very much for your patience. Goodbye.